And I just wanna tell you how I feel. I'm pretty sure everything's been said. Someone else come around, my brain go dead. Rushing in familiar territory, leaving things unread.
What's up? It's your girl, K.E.
Your girl Consuela.
Y'all just keep pulling back up on us. And I am loving when y'all do. As y'all can see, we got us a guest today, man.
Special guest.
Special guest. Kayla Daniels. Don't act like you don't know her. Kayla Daniels, she do makeup. She's a well-known person here in the state of Arkansas. The biggest South Carolina fan that you gonna find, especially from Southeast Arkansas. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but we thank you for pulling up. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
You know, I've
been watching a podcast, and I was like, when are they going to invite me on?
Well, now you ready?
I'm ready.
You're in the hot seat now. You ready?
Yeah, in the hot seat
I ain't
now.
been in a hot seat in a long time, so I'm excited.
We're going to see if you're ready.
I'm ready.
We about to eat it up.
I'm ready.
Before we actually get into that, I just want y'all to know that y'all girl is finally working on herself. When I say y'all girl, I don't mean me.
She means me.
I mean, Consuela. My girl was here on time, early, and prepared to work today.
Sure was.
Now, I was calling you out, so I just wanted to make sure that I show you some love too when you're doing it, because she always try to act like I'm hard about it, so I just want to make sure y'all know that I do see the progress.
She is. Y'all know she is.
I'm proud of you, friend.
Yes. Now, I almost thought you were going to have me late. But you what? You didn't.
I didn't. I'm a mom.
Yes.
So I'm always on time.
We ain't going to say all that.
Don't
Okay.
push it.
I'm always on
Don't
time.
push it.
Yeah, don't push. Don't go too far.
I'm always on time.
Okay.
When have I ever been late for something with you? Exactly. Thanks. Next question.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get right into it.
Come on.
So she gave a small introduction, but just tell us a little bit about Miss Kayla. Who is Kayla?
I'm from Warren, Arkansas.
Whoop, whoop.
Listen, come on.
Me
bro.
too.
The Lumberjacks.
The Lumberjacks.
Tomato.
Hey, don't come for us. But I'm from Warren, Arkansas. I grew up there. My family still lives there. I moved to Crossit in 6th grade, 7th grade. Graduated from Crossit.
So you really from Crossit?
I'm not really from Crossit. I'm
She's
still
an
from
eagle.
Warren. No,
Fly,
that's not
Eagles
true.
fly.
No. You are a Billy. Please stop.
Billy Goat.
You
the
are a
goat.
Billy Goat.
The
Please
greatest.
stop. But I obviously am an entrepreneur. I have my own makeup business. I'm a mom of 3 little precious boys.
The most precious kids in the world.
They are
Yes.
precious. They are so precious. I'm a occupational therapist by trade. I work in peds now, so I work with small kids. And I'm a huge basketball fan, like she says. And yeah, I think that's about it.
You
You
just
know?
do it all. Okay.
I do a lot.
do.
Okay.
Too much.
So you mentioned, of course, being from Warren.
Yes.
So how did that affect, like, who you became as a woman?
Well, so now that I'm a mom, it's so different because I feel like I appreciate where I came from, like, so much more, because I grew up around my family. And so all I know is, like, really close-knit family and everybody kind of being there for each other. And so I feel like when I grew up, like, I didn't appreciate that as much because it's all I knew. It's all I knew. But now that I'm, like, out and I'm a mom, like, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was like around my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles, because it just created such a village and such a space. And, you know, growing up around your cousins who grew up, I didn't have any sisters, so growing up around my cousins, they were like my sisters. And so I think that just being from a small town, I just enjoyed it because everybody knew everybody. And, you know, it was just such a family environment. Now that I live in a bigger city, it just doesn't feel that way. You know, I live close to my mom, but I just wish now that I'm raising kids that I was like closer to my family.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I can't go back to Warren.
Oh, ain't.
Yeah, I can't go back. I can't go live there. But I just wish that I was like closer, you know, to just like see my, because they're older now. Like, I think we're all in that stage. I'm obviously a lot older than y'all. But I think just in that stage now where you're seeing your grandparents get older and you're seeing your aunts and uncles get older. And so just missing just that camaraderie amongst your family It's just so important.
That's like the biggest flex from living from like a smaller area, specifically the C. Shout out to Southeast Arkansas. Just being able to grow up around people and, you know, everybody mama know everybody mama, all the kids know each other, being able to ride down the street and, like, you know, everybody kicking it there because the bike's in the front yard, you know.
Well, and, like, even in those, like, neighboring cities, like, you know all these people from Monticello, and you know all these people from El Dorado, and you know all these people from, like, all these small towns. Like, I was talking to your mom, and your mom worked with my grandma and aunt. And, like, I never even knew that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, like, they didn't even, like, they never even knew, like, that. And I was, like, talking about family. They were like, oh, I know. My grandma was like, I know you when they met. And she was like, I used to work with you. And I was like, that is wild that, you know, two people knew each other, worked together, but they didn't know each other.
Yeah. And then they relatives along down the line come really close, too. And that's just, wow, how things work for
And, like,
Southeast.
now all of them share a set of grandkids.
Yeah. Amazing.
I know.
Amazing. But that is the biggest flex. I think we ain't gonna get into kids yet, but kids are different because they didn't get that experience we got.
No.
Like growing up in church and going to church 3 times a week.
What?
Maybe 4.
But I'm about to say
Twice on
3.
Sunday.
I was about to say.
Twice on Sunday.
Thank you. Like a service and an after service. Like
All
Sunday
day.
school, a service, and then an after service.
Facts.
All day.
Bible school. I'm gonna tell you what I really miss, and I got the opportunity to teach it a little bit a couple years ago. I really want to get back into that. My church don't hold me on that because we're gonna see if I got time.
If she don't do it,
Don't hold me on that.
because she done said it.
But vacation Bible school used to be crazy.
What? You used to visit other people's vacation Bible schools. Like church you didn't
on the
even go
church
to.
van.
Like I used to be at like St. James, Union Hill.
Did our church have vacation Bible school?
My grandma's
Mine
church.
did.
Like I was at,
We had
like it was like visiting.
We had
Yes.
8.
Vacation Bible
And then
schools.
you got to link up with everybody else from other cities. Again, that's how I got to meet everybody around.
Yeah.
You attached to like through sports, community organizations, as far and then church. It was crazy, man.
Yo, I remember I miss like how we used to like walk.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean,
Do y'all remember
Get on
that?
Peter Pan.
Meet me.
Yes. Like, do y'all remember that? Like how we
Okay,
used
but
to
time
like
out. I
walk.
remember that, but my mama didn't let us walk. But my friends did. Girl, you wrong for that.
Listen,
Everybody else walking, and I'm just, my
like,
mama ain't
I
gonna let
remember
me.
walking. Like I remember even coming to Monticello, and like it was just certain streets that you knew, like everybody lived on.
Hooper Street, baby.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
where
you
I was
like-
raised there. Shout out to Hooper
You
Street.
can literally like, and people is like outside, and you just like walking, and it's like, oh, that's so-and-so mama house. That's so-and-so mama
Facts.
house. Like I just like now I would never let my kids just walk. You know,
Right.
it's just not
Like,
even.
the world has changed.
The world has changed so
Yeah.
much. But like as you were walking, like it was people that like knew you and knew your grandma and knew people. So like you be passing by, like, how your grandma doing?
Facts.
How your mama doing? Like so it was safer. Like now, you know, people, it's too much going on in the
completely
world.
different.
It's completely different.
Do y'all remember y'all bus number?
9.
I do not.
Bus
Bus
number
23,
9.
baby.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
You remember your bus number?
No, and I rode the.
I remember my bus driver
First of
name
all,
and
y'all just got out of high
everything.
school like 5 years ago.
No.
Chill out, bro. Chill out.
No.
It's
I've
been
been
a
out of high
decade.
school almost 20 years.
No, I'm 10.
It's been a decade for me. And
It's
it's
been a
about
while.
11 for you now.
Little.
She don't even know how long she been out of school. Folks
I
was
was
not
just
paying
trying to
attention in
give
school.
me-
I graduated in 2006.
Let me be young. Let me be great.
Right.
Jeez.
Come on.
Okay.
But
I'm sorry.
anyway, so you mentioned makeup. And
Yeah.
that's actually how y'all know I'm bad with, but I remember how I met Kayla. I remember she did my makeup for the wedding shoot.
Yes. With
And-
Uche.
Yes.
I remember I thought, I was like, oh my God, this girl is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like
she
was
is very pretty.
Oh my God, she was gorgeous and
Very
she was
pretty.
so sweet.
I told her before we got on her hair was beautiful today.
Yeah, you
Rocking
was
my
nice.
fro today.
Yeah.
She was, but it was bigger.
Yeah,
when
that's
I
why I
met
had
her.
my long hair.
And like that picture went like viral. Like
It did.
everybody
It
was.
did. It was a great photo.
I know everybody was like looking at it, and I just remember I was like, "Oh my God, this girl is so beautiful."
That picture jinxed me. I still ain't got a man. That
was-
wedding photo shoot jinxed me.
I was like so honored when I seen her. I thought she was like a real model.
She was. She's
No, I'm
the
saying
model.
like not a, but I'm saying like I
Aspiring.
thought like they had flew her in or something.
Oh.
Like I was like, I
You
I
thought she was foreign? No.
I thought she was foreign.
Country?
No,
Not too exotic.
until she opened her mouth. And I was like, oh, she from the country. Yeah, she from the country.
Country.
But I was like, oh my God, this is such a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And that people loved that picture and it went crazy. It was like his like initial.
I didn't know
like,
you did the makeup for that.
Yeah, it was like his initial like advertisement for his business. He hadn't even opened yet.
We're going to drop that on here so y'all can see it because it's a very beautiful picture.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
have to do
gosh.
it. You'll have to show it. It was so beautiful.
So how'd you get started doing makeup? Well, doing makeup. How did that start?
So I really will say this. I think like makeup is one of those things that I like know God gave me like as a gift. Like I have no doubt in my mind that he gave it to me as a gift because I cannot even draw. So like the fact, like most people who can draw in like a artsy and craft, like I'm not an artsy crafty type of person. And so like me doing makeup, it makes no sense to me. Like it does not add up to me because I'm like, I do not like arts. I don't like none of that.
Yeah.
I cannot draw a stick person. But I can like draw some eyebrows on and I can like blend eyeshadows. Like it is wild to me. But how I got started is shout out to Keisha. So a good friend of mine's named Keisha was getting married. And back then, like you didn't get your makeup done by like a perfect, now like that's what you do. But back in my day, you didn't do that. You know, like you didn't go get your makeup done. Like I don't remember in college like going to get my makeup done. And she was like, hey, I want you to do my makeup. She was like, I want you to do my makeup for my wedding. And I was like, girl, I do not want to mess up your wedding. Like, I cannot do makeup. And she was like, well, your makeup always look good. And I was like, but this is your wedding. Like, no.
day.
And she was like, I trust you. And I ended up going to another shout out to Brianna. Love her to death. I called her because at the time she was a makeup artist. And I was like, hey, I need you to just teach me a few things. One of my friends wanted me to do her makeup. And I was like, I don't know how to do makeup. And she taught me a couple things. I ended up doing her wedding. I posted the pictures and like people started reaching out to me and was like, hey, can you do my makeup? Can you do this? And I'm like, y'all, I'm not a makeup artist. And after I started kind of researching, I started being super interested in it. And I just really worked hard and got better. Like, honestly, like I never, like people are like, oh, you must have did everybody makeup in college. And I was like, I didn't do nobody makeup in college.
You must got a lot of patience.
Why?
Because I get in that mirror frustrated. Like, I don't even want to do it no more.
No, but with
Bare
my
face.
makeup, I'm like that. With my makeup, I'm like that. But with other people, like, it's such a safe space for me. And it's like, I feel like every time I do it, I'm just kind of like, it's just calm. And it's just a healing space for me.
So
like,
you really like to do it?
I really like doing other people's makeup. Like, honestly, I don't mind. But I never have my makeup done unless it's something I got to do. But like on an everyday basis, but I love doing other people's makeup. And it's crazy because years ago, I was in Walmart and this lady prophesied to me and she said, you are going to be somebody that, she said, you're going to specifically deal with women and you're going to like encourage them. And when she said that, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, and even when I started doing makeup, it still didn't click to me like that I was actually doing that. And it was like, cause like some people get in their makeup sessions and like, it's like healing. You know, they talk about life. They talk about things they're going through.
It's like getting in the barbershop seat. Or
it's like getting in the barbershop seat or like going to therapy. Because
Yeah.
we talk about so much and like I've prayed with people and you know,
That's
it's
crazy.
just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like that time to yourself that like nobody's around but me and them. And we just talk about so much. We talk about life. I learn a lot from them. They learn a lot from me. And a lot of these people have become like friends of mine or just people that like I value so much from just meeting them in the chair.
That's your ministry.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't know. I'm still figuring
That's
it out.
dope, man. That's super dope.
It is. So tell us about the live sessions with Kayla. You used to do that.
I did that, started in the pandemic.
Okay.
Because I was bored.
So tell the audience what that is.
So
what that was.
in the pandemic, I was like so bored and I was doing, I didn't know what to do outside of doing people's makeup in person. And so like when all the DJs started coming out and people started coming out with different things, I was like, oh my God, I should do a class. And at the time, my job as a therapist, they hadn't figured out like what we were gonna do. We like knew we needed to service these kids, but like nobody had been in a pandemic. And so I wasn't working and I was like, I'm gonna do a class. And y'all, I made like $4,000 off that class.
That is
What?
crazy.
Yeah, like
I need to
seriously.
start doing makeup.
Like it was crazy how many
4
people.
bands?
No, for real. Like it was the quick, like I'm talking about like in days.
Yeah.
It was the quickest money I ever made. And it was a bunch of people had just wanted to learn from me. They had always been wanting to learn from me. And it was like, and I made it cheap. Like I don't know, it's like maybe like 30, but I don't even remember how much
Yeah.
it was. It was cheap because I really didn't care about the money. I just, in a pandemic, I just wanted to reach people.
yeah.
I wanted to see people.
And
like
it's something that you like to do.
and it was something, I would honestly do makeup for free. Because I like to do it so much, but the cost of
that's a
makeup
good
is so
person.
It's
expensive.
expensive, boy.
But I do a lot of free makeup. I do a whole lot of free makeup.
Yeah.
Like whatever God leads me to do. I gave away 4 makeup classes last year. Nobody redeemed their class. That's crazy.
Now start charging and see what happens. People are probably gonna pay for it.
That's what I'm saying. I raised my prices and people was like, paying, coming to see. But I love it. I really, my goal, because obviously I'm getting older and like I'm a mom and all that type of stuff. And so like I value my time a lot differently. I'm more intentional with my time now than I've ever been. And like I would really love to like teach somebody younger like the skills and kind of just like give them, you know.
Give them the keys.
Yeah, give them the keys, and also like send people to them, like give them business. Because I'm like, I'm not doing this forever. You know, I've stopped a lot now since I became a mom because I just value my time a lot differently. Like I was hustling, bustling then, and I'm just not on it no more.
Yeah.
So we got mom, occupational therapist, makeup artist. Now, I'm gonna just say my little piece on this one, then sit out.
Okay.
Because I'm not an athlete or
Okay.
anything like that. But I heard through the grapevine that you was a D1 track.
Yeah.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Back in the day, okay? Don't nobody ask me to run now. I can't even remember last time I ran. But yes, I ran
Don't
track.
tear some loose, try to take off running now.
Boy, I ain't gonna even try. Even though I said yesterday, I really want to run a 5K, but I was a sprinter, so I just don't know how like to focus my mind on slowing my body down. Like I'm used to doing everything quickly, but that's one of my goals is to run a 5K. But yes, I went to college on. Fun fact, I almost went to Jackson State to play basketball and run track.
All right.
Almost. A little part of me regrets it. Just a little.
What make that like what is pulling you to feel like, man, I wonder what that would be like?
The HBCU like experience.
Better know it, baby.
Yes, no, for real.
Better know it.
You know, and here's the thing, and when I say this, people do not crucify me because I'm not saying that where I went to college is like at HBCU, but because I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Go ahead.
What I am saying is that
Let you cook.
the African Americans at UCA were so close knit that it felt like that. You know what I mean? We did a lot of things together. It was like a lot of like Greek unity and just people unity. You know, I don't know the experience of a HBCU, but like most people think that UCA is like predominantly a black school because all of the events and everything that happen, but then I'd be like,
Fix your face, man. Fix
a lot
your
of people
I'm
think
listening.
that.
This is her experience.
No, this
I'm
is
not
for real.
negating that.
A lot of people do think that. They think that like UCA is mostly like because all the events that they go to are black events. But I'm like, it's absolutely not. But I would have liked to have an HBCU experience. But my mama, I was green as grass coming out of college. Like I'm out of high school.
Yeah.
And I had never been nowhere. Like I had never been to like any college experiences or nothing. Like my mom was one of those people that's like, when you get to college, you'll experience. When you get to college. And so when I was thinking about going to Jackson State, she was like, yeah, no. She didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah.
I ratchet out UCA, so I probably wouldn't have made it. I don't know.
Well, one thing I
Had a
want
great
to
time.
just spin the block on.
It's
you
not
said,
like a
you said
HBCU.
that. No, you said that. That's fine.
Yes.
But anywhere that you take us is gonna feel like home.
Yeah.
And if we go to a place and we're together, that's one thing about us, man. When we are unified and we together, boy, we move some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We make some things.
We move
happen.
very differently.
And we ain't been like that in a long period of time. And that's part of why we created this platform to try to recreate that. Figuring out how to give ourselves the tools so we can do that. But when you said it was kind of like an HBCU. People think that it was predominantly black because of that. I can see that. I'm not
Like, a
negating
lot of
that.
people do it.
I just know it ain't.
No, I know it's
No.
not.
I just know it
I
ain't.
know it's not. I know
God.
it's not. But I think about
We used to all pull up to UCA though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
People, from the yard, we would slab. Man,
Like-
what was the party called? End of the world.
End of the world.
All that different stuff.
And people would literally from other colleges come to like we used to, I don't know if it's like that now, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we used to have this thing called X period, where like a DJ came in the middle of campus and it was like a party in the middle of the day. And people would literally come from other colleges to like our X period on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I can believe it.
Like it was like lit. It was like crunk. And we used to have at the beginning of the year like a huge block party that like everybody came to. And so like I said, I don't know the HBCU experience, but I know that like I always felt like very safe at UCA. I always felt like, and like the black professors that were there and like administration that was there, like they always looked out for us.
Okay, I see where you're going with it.
You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying that is because my mom went to
relax.
Listen, my mom went to UCA. I mean, went to UAPB.
Yeah.
And she talked about how
she's an alum.
professors and people
Make you feel
Like,
safe.
made you feel safe
They make
and,
you
like,
feel seen.
and
They
seen, and
empower
also,
you. They
like-
tough too.
Well, and that's what I'm
It's like
saying.
being taught by your mom or your auntie or your uncle, grandfather, somebody, because they at it.
Yeah, and she was
Yeah.
like, just how they protected you, and when they seen you not doing good
Definitely
or you not
protection.
showing up to class, like they would roll up on you and be like, "Where you been?" And so I had people like that at UCA. Like
Yeah.
shout out to Miss Holbrook, shout out to Miss Angela. Like I had people like that showed up for me.
Yeah.
And so like again, it's not the HBCU experience because I know people get a
Yeah.
little tender about that. But I felt a safety and a close knit.
I can't attack you for what you don't know. You know, I'm just saying you ain't. That's the closest experience that you've
That's the
gotten.
closest
So did you
experience.
only
I
run
can't
track
attack
there?
you.
Or you did basketball too?
I only ran track there.
So where but did you play basketball in high school? Like where
I
did
played
that
in high
love for
school.
basketball come
Yeah,
from?
a couple things. Me and my dad are super duper close, and my Uncle Jerry. You know my Uncle Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
So my Uncle Jerry's a referee. So and he used to
He's retired now.
He's retired now.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Me too.
He used to referee like state tournaments and stuff like that. So like I love basketball so much, I would ride with him. So I used to be able to see like all the great basketball of Arkansas, like back then. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all probably too young, but it was a player named.
Say it again. Say
Y'all are
again.
young, but it was a player from. Her name was Tasha Crane. You remember her?
I've heard that name.
She coaches now,
I've
so
heard
you
the name.
probably know her from the coaching.
Yeah.
But she was from a small town. Oh my God, I can't think of the town. But she ended up going to Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
this girl could like ball, like she was selling out gyms.
Did you ever see Satia Messer?
No, I don't know her.
Man, she's coaching now at UCF. She used to play for University of Arkansas. I want to say she took the Razorbacks to the Final Four when she played for women's basketball at
Really?
University of Arkansas. She's a big time. She's big time, and that's like it's closer to Southwest Arkansas, Waldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This girl was from, oh my God, it was like a small town. I can't think of the name, but it was like outside of Warren. It was like a really small
Yeah.
town.
Banks?
But, huh? No,
Banks?
it's not Banks. my grandparents live in Banks.
Hermitage? I don't know.
No.
She from everywhere. She from
Kingsland?
Warren. She from
Kingsland?
Crossley. She from Banks. Can't be
I think
trusted.
it was Kingsland.
Kingsland?
I think it was Kingsland. That's where she played at. And my uncle would always talk about like how good she was. And he took me to see her play, and he took me to my first like Arkansas game, and so my love for basketball started there. Also, y'all, like I'm from the Cummins era with Cheryl Swoop, Cynthia Cooper,
Facts.
that era. So you know, I watched them win back to back to back to
Are you
back.
looking this lady up?
Yeah, you know I got to figure out.
Who, Tasha Crane?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she was so good. She went to Louisiana Tech.
I'm seeing
She's a
it.
coach now.
I'm seeing it, but I'm gonna find. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
But people like that, you know, so like that's what grew my basketball. And honest to God, my favorite coach of all time was Pat Summitt. Like I love me some Pat Summitt.
We
like,
back Pat.
Listen, I back Pat.
Kingsland was correct.
Kingsland was correct. Okay. I love me some Pat Summitt. And so like watching Tennessee, Candace Parker, which I know how she feels
Absolutely.
like Candace Parker. I don't like that.
You know, I was with that era, but I'm a UConn fan, so I'm Maya Moore.
I like Maya.
I'm Maya Moore heavy.
I like Maya.
Yeah,
I like
and
Maya.
this is what it's gonna be for me.
I didn't like UConn or Gino,
Yeah.
but I like Maya. I like players. From the
Gino
team.
he hasn't got to his, but he giving me Nick Saban. You know, when they get old, they get a real
Stuck in their ways.
honorary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And so I was a huge Pat Summitt fan. I followed like Tennessee basketball up until she passed away. Like I love Pat Summitt, and
They almost beat your team.
almost
They
doesn't
tried
count.
it. They tried to tell
Almost
the people who
doesn't
your team is.
Is South Carolina Gamecocks.
Who rocking with Dunn? I hope Dunn get on here and see
love
this.
Dunn Staley. Like everybody knows that. Like I love Dunn Staley. And honestly, after Pat died, I didn't think I was gonna like another coach like that ever again, because I mean I had Tennessee everything.
Love Auntie.
I love Auntie Dunn. And when she came along, and the thing I love
She's
about
great for the state of South Carolina.
She's great for the
need it.
United States of America.
Absolutely, but South Carolina specifically, she is doing an amazing job at that program. And the thing that she's done culturally and brought these kids in, because the majority of her team is African American, and it's packed
Yeah.
with people who are not mostly of color.
Oh no. Do you know this? Because I know all these crazy facts about her. This lady went door to door to invite people to the game. That is how she became the coach that has the most attendance in the SEC. Because she went door to door.
Committed, doing the
you
work.
are Dunn Staley. You are a Hall of Famer, and you was knocking on people's doors, asking them to come to the game.
And
But
I've been in that space.
You know what's
I've been in
crazy?
the collegiate space, and coaches not doing it. They're not putting the work in.
You know
So
what's
that's
crazy about
respect.
that too is like people who that she knocked on their door, they literally said to her, "Nobody's ever invited us."
It's simple as that.
It's as simple as
Simple
that.
as that, you
That's
know?
wild.
Get an invite.
I just met Don. Did y'all know that?
I seen it on Facebook because, you know, I be watching,
Don't piss
following
me
you on
off.
Facebook.
How you meet
Could you go
Don?
to basketball games?
Huh?
How you meet Don?
I manifested that. I said on December 16, 2023, I was gonna meet Don.
Oh, you talking about at the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
At
game.
Arkansas game.
Yeah.
I thought you said, girl, piss me off. Go ahead.
Can you say
What?
piss off on here?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
my
She
shit.
said, oh my goodness. She
I'm
say it all
Kelly,
the time.
I'm so sorry. But yes, I
This
met
is our
Don.
stuff.
It was like I thought I was gonna be so nervous, but like she really is like an auntie at a cookout.
Yeah.
Like she really is the cool auntie that the only reason you going to your family stuff is because you know she gonna be.
She
there.
knows she gonna pull up.
Like that's how that's who she is, and like I am so big on integrity. I'm so big on like people doing what they say they gonna do, and just
Big on that.
and big on just being a good person. You know what I mean? And like
Genuine.
she just a genuinely good person. Like she really, really is. Like y'all know that my dad had a massive stroke back in December, and you know, as I was talking to her, shout out to another friend, Simone.
Yeah, shout out to Mom for
Yeah,
sure.
Simone is the best.
And her sister Brittany.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
both of them. And so she works at the University of Arkansas, and so she kind of got me back to the back, so that I could like meet, which I had already met her, but like to really talk to her. And as I was back there, you know, she had no lie, it was hundreds of people out there. Dawn like went round and round and round, taking picture with everybody who wanted a picture, signing every autograph that anybody asked her to sign. And she gets back there, and we like kind of waiting, us and some more people, and somebody, I don't remember who, was like, hey, you got some more people? She was like, all right, let's do it. It's great. And I got to talk to her, and I told her how much like she's inspired me and my dad, and how like basically one of the biggest things in our relationship is women's basketball, and how we have enjoyed following her. And she was like, where you at? And I told her about my dad having a stroke, and like she just intentionally like talked to me about him, asking questions, said she would like he's in her prayers, and
Yeah.
it was just like
That's
the
very
kindest
sweet.
thing, you know, because like I'm one of those people that like time is so intentional to me. You like you can't get it back, and so I'm at a space in my life that like if I give you my time, I'm giving you something. For
Is that a
real.
love language for you?
Time? I think so.
So
I think
that's
it is
why
now.
you asked
You're
me
very
what
much
you asked me today.
acts of service
What I
first,
asked
though.
you.
About the
Acts of service.
the
is-
Number
about
one
the
with that.
sneaky
Yes.
Lord. Go ahead, though.
It's not a bad thing.
Go ahead. It's not. It's not. It's just hard. Go ahead.
time. That's why.
What?
When you asked me about the sneaky link, you was like, all that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. But sports.
time should not be wasted.
Your children, they little, but do they like? You think
And
they
do?
gon-
What?
They do.
They.
And do.
So I kind of told the kids that their daddy was LeBron James.
Oh my god.
I was just okay. In my defense, let me just go on. In my defense, I was like looking at some clips of him, and Slim was like, "Who you looking at?" I said, "Boy, that's your daddy. You know that man don't forget nothing."
No, you don't.
And he kept on asking what his daddy was. So now he be telling people his daddy name Bronny Savannah.
He does
Y'all
not.
know what? Y'all know I love Savannah. Savannah, listen, girl.
Oh
We
my
ain't
God.
gonna sue y'all, bro.
Girl, don't sue me. Girl, but he, you know, he be like, my daddy playing basketball, my daddy on an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his daddy.
How is it being a mom? Tell us about that. What's that experience like? Cause I don't know nothing about that.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I literally met myself when I became a mom. Like I don't even know who that person was before I became a mom. Like I have no idea. Like they've made me so gentle and so patient, and like I love so different. You know what I mean? I feel like I went through a season of my life where I loved almost out of scarcity of not being loved. Y'all, I've been in therapy, so continuing to go. But I think I loved out of scarcity of not being loved. But like kids just love you. They don't care.
Yeah, they
you know,
don't care.
you don't. I don't have to be anybody around them, but their mom. I don't have to do anything special. I don't have to look any type of way. Like I just show up and they value me.
Absolutely.
And I needed that. You know, I needed to feel a level of value without having to do anything, because I was such a doer in relationships in my life. Like I showed up to everything for everybody, and because I wanted them to know I loved them, and I think secretly I was like, if I do this,
They gonna do it for me.
they'll do it for me, and they'll
Yeah.
love me. And the fact remains that that's just not how life is. You know what I mean? Like people are people, and people are gonna do what people are gonna do, and also that doesn't change your value. And that was probably one of the biggest lessons I learned, that I have people in my life that whether I show up to everything or whether I show up to two things, because they value me as a person, that love is always there.
Yeah.
And so I think that like my kids taught me that. They taught me like, girl, I don't care what you got going on. I love you. And I make a ton of mistakes. And like parenting is like one of those things. If you did it a long time, but if you like it's no manual to it. You know what I mean? Like you don't know if you're doing it right.
Right.
At
You're
all.
just doing the best you can.
You're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
And you're doing it from a place of what you've seen.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
It teach you a lot about your parents too. You know, I was
Oh.
gonna save this, but your parents are growing as, you know, they make mistakes.
Yeah.
And they growing and they getting to know themselves and they trying to raise kids. And imagine if your parents had you at 20-some years old.
Well, this is
You know?
crazy. I realized my mom had me at 21. I was a teen when my mom was my age.
Yes.
So my mom at my age, at 35, was dealing with a 15-year-old. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is like, I don't know if I could deal with a 15-year-old at 35. But like she was
It's
real,
hard.
It's hard. She was real deal dealing with a 15, like a teen. And so like it resonated with me so much because I appreciate my mom so much more now that I'm a mom because I get it.
There you go.
I get the decisions that she made. I get why she moved the way she moved. And I get that like ultimately it was out of love, it was out of protection.
Amen.
And she wanted me to be safe. And she wanted me to have the best life. And I have noticed myself now, and I parent very differently than my mom parented. But I don't parent out of fear. You know what I mean? I don't parent.
Or survival.
You know what I
Just
mean?
straight love, just
It's
genuine,
just like, yes.
yeah.
Like I don't parent out of that, and I know that my mom did. But I also know that my mom also had a village that I'm grateful to have that a lot of people don't have. You know, like my grandma, my auntie, my uncle, any of them people picked us up from school if something was going on with my mom. If we needed a meal, like we had great aunt's house and grandma's house. Like my mama never cooked a day. We had somewhere to eat. We had somewhere to go. We had somewhere to do. And so like going back to what we said earlier, it's that village is so different. And I'm so blessed. Like I know 100% because my village has come from my family, but they've also come from people who legit don't have no dog in this parenting fight. Like I chose that life.
Right.
And it's people that have just come in and been like, I'm walking with you and I'm not leaving you. You know, like they your kids, they my kids. They with you, they with me. And like I'm so grateful for that because I know a lot of people
That's
don't
a
have
blessing
that.
though to
They
have
don't.
that help.
Yeah.
in that village. But I can tell you love being a mom.
I love being a mom.
And you kind of hit on.
I haven't always loved being a mom though. I ain't gonna lie.
You kind of hit on. I mean, I feel like all parents.
And
have
not
their days.
always not loved it. I haven't always liked it. Like that baby
That's
stage,
understandable.
yeah, no.
That's
I'm good with
understandable.
that.
Yeah.
That baby stage was wild to me.
It was, man.
It was
I
wild.
was just thinking
You was in
about
the
that.
trenches with me.
Yeah, man. Imagine getting, because it's 3 of them. I
Yeah.
don't know if she ever said that. Imagine getting all these folks ready for bed and y'all just doing stuff.
I was watching this morning, getting them ready. Just
That's
dress for the
easy. That's
day.
nothing.
Now,
That
That's
was a lot
nothing
for-
compared to back in the tray.
back in the
Yes, baby.
But I heard you mention like how you love them, your love for them. So just hitting on love, but like in a different aspect. So you were married, and now you're divorced. So how was that like trying to be a supportive wife, but also like trying to find yourself?
hard.
So
It's so hard. Like that's the thing about life. Like I remember I'm like the stuff that we being taught like is so different. Like we need to be taught like emotional regulation. We need to be taught some other things because like you don't know. Like you don't know. And like even in marriage, like you don't know until you in it like what to do and how to respond. Like nothing prepares you for none of that stuff. Like
Yeah.
nothing prepares you for marriage, nothing prepares you for parenting, nothing prepares you for nothing.
A
None
ball
of that.
lesson is better than a
ball
taught
lesson
lesson,
is a
baby.
taught lesson. And it is so hard because, you know, I was married to a coach. And so we are juggling like that life and juggling small kids and I'm juggling a business and I'm juggling a full-time job.
Yeah.
And like I dealt with like a bunch of postpartum depression and y'all, I thought I was going crazy. Like I ain't gonna even lie. Like I was like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
When I first got the boys and I remember going to the doctor and I'm like, I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know what. And postpartum depression was like way in the back of my mind because I don't know if y'all know this, but I have foster boys that I'm actually getting ready to adopt. But I didn't know that like I could even feel that because I'm like, I didn't have a baby. Like, I don't have nothing in my body changing. I'm not dysregulated. But in actuality, you are. Any type of big change in your life that dysregulates you is a change. And I remember when I talked to my doctor and she was like, I think you just going through postpartum. I was like, I can't be going through that. What are you talking about?
Right.
I ain't birthed no baby. And she was like, are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you touched out? And I was all of those things. And I was like, yeah. She's like, that's what you're going through. And just being educated on that like, even though I didn't physically birth a kid, that just the dysregulation of my life and the big change in my life, it took me through. It really, really did. And I went, like I said, touched out. I went through a stage because you're just nurturing these kids. And my kids come from trauma. And so the nurturing is just different. You know what I mean? It's so different because they require, to me, more. And I don't want to say more than a kid who didn't come from trauma because I don't know their experience. You know what I mean? But it just required a lot of just patience and holding. And then like after I got the twins first, then I found out they had a brother. I took a third kid in, which was wild. And he experienced trauma. You know what I mean? He got to see,
he can feel that.
He can feel
he
and
really
see.
know what's going
And
on.
I don't know if y'all know this, but like trauma starts in the utero. Like it starts in your mom's womb.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn that until last year when I went to a foster care class and they talked about that and I was like, what? Like I didn't even know that, just how that mom treats her body and how the things that you do and where you at and just your mood and the type of things that you around. And so he got to see a lot of things that the twins really didn't get to see because I got them at like 7 months. Mm-hmm. And so they were babies, and he was almost 2. So he got to just be around a lot more than they got to be around. And so it was a big task. It was super duper hard. He was just this mean kid. Like, and if you know him now, he's so opposite from that.
Absolutely.
And a lot of his issues too were that he had a lot of speech delays. Like he was almost 2 and couldn't even talk. And so he was trying to say what he needed and express what he needed, and he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And so it took a lot of patience. Like I remember so many nights crying outside of his room, being like, I can't do this, or just going outside and just being like, I am not equipped and prepared for this. Like I don't know if I can do it.
But look at you now.
I know.
Right.
Like God is good. Like God really, he was with me. Like he was really like in the trenches with me, like reminding me of like who I am. Mm-hmm. And like you can do this. It just doesn't look like you think it should look, but like you can handle this.
Yeah.
So to just kind of expound on that, you brought up God, and we comfortably talk about God on this platform because without him, there would be none of us.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you're a devout Christian, and I think watching you and knowing you for the time that I've known you and how we've met, seeing you go through the things you've been through and being able to like come on the other side like 10 times better than you were, and seeing like how God has moved in your life has influenced me because I come from church. Yeah. We all, but being a coach and having all these many things going on, we don't be focused on, our relation with him as intentionally as we should. And watching you do that and seeing how God has moved in your life has completely changed how I view the world. So when I say that, tell us a little bit about like your journey. And you said you post a divorce. How has God moved in your life, and how have you curated that relationship? Not because it wasn't there, but it's got stronger through your pain.
Honestly, I forgot who I was. That's like 100% honest. And like I needed God. You know what I mean? Like I was going through, and I really didn't know like what was next for me. I didn't know what was next. I am, like I said, I was going through a divorce. My kids, I had these 3 small kids, and I had a lot of shame about the fact that like I brought these kids into this situation with me, and I want I want to give them a better life, and I felt like I had failed them. I felt like I'm putting them into a broken environment that that I didn't want to put them in. And so like I needed to hear from God. Like I needed him to be crystal clear with me. And, once we moved and kind of got settled and everything, I just literally was like calling on God. Like I created a prayer closet in my house, and like that prayer closet seen me on that floor so many nights. in so many days. I've seen this quote a few times where it's like, if you ain't never just begged God, you don't even know
know what it look like. You don't know what pain is, and you don't know what he can do for you either.
You don't know what he can do for you. You don't know what pain is until you have begged God to be like, take this away from me. And it wasn't even, a lot of it wasn't even about divorce. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even about that. It was a lot about me becoming
regaining
myself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I lost myself. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of my pain really didn't come from that. It really came from the fact that I was in a space that I didn't know who I was. And when you don't know yourself, I don't know if y'all have ever been there, like, you don't know the next move to make. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing.
I was kind of sort of in that position a little bit at Woman Evolve.
Yeah.
But that...
I can see that. I can see that now. I was there with you. I can see that. I could totally see that now.
That experience
was
when
like
I
none
mean,
other.
like chains falling off, baby. Forget broke, just falling.
I would literally be in my house, y'all, in like, when I say full worship, I'm talking about on the floor in my living room. Like, no matter where I was just yearning and seeking God. And I was like, I needed him. And he was not answering how I wanted him to answer. And he was not doing it the way I wanted him to do. It'd be like that. But he also was like giving me this just, I can't even explain it, but he just gave me this like, but I am with you. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't moving and doing the things I wanted him to do, but he was doing the things that I needed him to do, and I knew it was him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew that it was God, and he was just like, he was just transforming me and changing me. Like, it's a song that I love called Canvas and Clay. And it talks about like, I'm the canvas and you are the clay. And like, that's what it was. Like, God was just literally molding me and shaping me. He was removing things. And like, I just was becoming. And a lot of times when you becoming, man, like,
it's a process, and it's gotta be tough.
Process.
It's gotta be tough, man.
It is a process. But I look back almost 2 years from that, and like, that time is so beautiful to me because I knew God. I intimately knew God, and I knew that he knew me. Like, I knew that God could tell me the hairs on my head. I knew that God could tell me like just intimate aspects about me. But when you in it, you can't see it.
Right.
Like, you cannot see it. But like, when you on the other side of it, I do not take none of that time back. I don't take none of that pain back because God has literally used not a drop has been wasted.
Amen.
Like, not a drop has been wasted. And I'm so appreciative for that time. I'm so appreciative that I was patient and I was like, I heard God so clearly in those moments because it was decisions that I would have made, that Kayla herself would have made. And God was just like, be still. Like, trust that I am God. Like, trust that, like, I'm fighting this battle for you, but, like, the weapons are forming, but they're not going to prosper. You know what I mean? And it was, like, they're forming, but they're not. Like, for real.
Now, girl.
Like, the weapons was forming, but he's like, they're not going to prosper because, like, you know, like, divorce was like this, like, a little bit a part of it. Like, you know, that same year, like, we found my mom unconscious on the floor. We did not think she was going to make it. You know what I'm saying? My dog of 12 years died. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Dallas.
Shout out to Dallas.
Yeah.
Of 12 years died. Like, you know, I moved to a different city. I was looking for a job. I couldn't find a job. Like, it was so much stuff. Like, God was literally like, girl, face down. He was like, you gonna have to trust me in this season. Like, he was like, I'm putting you on notice.
Yeah.
And you trust it.
What?
And now look at the outcome.
He's like, I'm putting you on
now
notice.
Look where you are.
And the thing about it is, y'all, the things that I have received have not been tangible. You know, a lot of people see a blessing like, oh my God, I got money now and I got this now. Yeah. I don't care if for the rest of my life, even negative 20 in my bank account.
Baby, give me peace.
Give me peace.
Amen.
Give me joy. You know what I'm saying?
And those are the most important things in the world, but we don't know that until we don't have it.
Right.
When you don't have it, you see how much that really move in your life.
Peace.
Money, look how many people who are rich and billionaires and they not happy and
people
things that they're doing.
People got money and they jumping off the buildings.
Yes, they commit, you know what I'm
saying? Like, for real. And I don't care about that. It's not a yearning for me. I'm not worried about it. I know people be like, oh, well, you know, it's because you ain't never had it, you don't got it. I've been there. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked jobs that's paid me lots of money. I've worked jobs that's paid me the bare minimum. Like I've been there and I've done that. But like I'm so peaceful now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing tangible that's happening to me. It's just the fact that like I'm content. I love myself so much. 35 years it took me to love myself the way I do now.
Yeah.
I'm so intentional with myself. I'm intentional with my time. I'm intentional with the type of people I have around me. Like everything for me changed. Like everything for me changed. And I'm at a peaceful stage. Like I don't care what happens from here on out. There's not a soul. There's nothing in this world can take my peace.
So to wrap that up, the best things in life come on the other side of hard.
Oh yeah, you got to. You got to go through it. You have to.
You can't appreciate it if you don't go through
I
that.
I don't think that you ever become who you are until you do. I really don't. I don't think that you do. I really don't. That's my opinion. I don't think that you ever become who you are until you've went through some things that you feel like you wasn't gonna make it out of.
Yeah.
True.
Because I didn't think I was gonna make it. Like
I think
really
God
didn't.
got to do that too to show you how much he could do in your life. So he has to do that to you sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, this was good. Like I wanted to stop.
Me too.
All right.
This was so fun.
I have to do this again one
I
time.
know, but can I say something before I leave?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am so big on like giving people their flowers while they're here. And so, I wanted to tell you like, we not starting today, okay? But
Can't promise.
I know. I wanted to tell you though, because you watch me go through, so much. You watch me. You were one of the first people when I became a parent that like showed up at my home and like helped me and helped me nurture my kids. And I strongly believe that they are who they are because of you. I strongly believe.
Don't have me in here crying, man.
I know.
I'm hard body, remember?
I'm serious. I strongly believe they are who they are because of you. When I think about people that are unasked, you are unasked. And
Facts.
You show up for us. You've always shown up for us. You've always been present with us and in our lives. And I really want you to know how like truly grateful I am. And I probably don't say it enough, but like I love you so much. I love your mom. I love your family. And just having you in the valley with me, you know what I mean, meant so much to me. The times that you just like picked up the kids or like, hey, let me get them. Like just little things that probably you just did because you wanted to do meant so much to me. And I am forever grateful for you. You are a person that like I will always be down for, a person I will always be loyal with. And I love that about you. I love the fact that you are just a selfless person. And my life is richer because of you. I'm a better person because of you. And I feel like my kids are better people because of you.
Yeah. I appreciate that, friend.
I love
Happy
you.
tears. Happy tears.
Don't cry.
I appreciate that.
We got through this without crying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's get to the ick.
All right, look.
Take the camera
y'all
off me.
see it? Y'all look, pause it right here.
Get to the ick.
Zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you watch, so you know we do our icks. So, what is your ick? One of your icks.
One of my icks.
Yes.
Y'all, okay, so this ain't to nobody, y'all. If y'all do this, it's on,
And if it is,
you know
who you are.
You know who you are.
Whatever she about to
But
say.
I hate when like people missing a nail, like when they get their nails done. And I was
Ratchet.
missing one. Here, like on the way here, I took all of them off. So like that's why I'm looking busted by the hands because I was like, I cannot have one nail missing.
Gotta shake
Right.
back.
Like
Right.
I either want people to like take them off or like go get them, go get
it fixed.
Yeah,
I'm
one of
with
the two.
you on there. Okay.
One of the two.
Don't be looking ratchet.
and broken things like
I gotta work on
cracks
that
and
though,
stuff.
because sometimes
Cracks and
You be
stuff.
leaving them on, friend.
I fix it, but I don't fix it right then. Like I get it fixed. Like,
No,
You think ain't nobody
next day.
looking?
Yeah, I don't
Supposed to be
want
looking.
Yeah, I don't
I
like.
got them all today though.
Yeah, I don't like that. So that's like I don't know why that bothers me.
Okay, that's a
I
good
don't
one
know.
though. That's a good
Yeah.
eat.
It is.
So, wrap it up with our weekly heat. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Weekly heat.
Hey,
Weekly heat. Okay. Let me get myself together because you made me
Please,
cry a little
Kayla.
bit.
I'm sorry. I love you. I wanted you to know that. I knew.
appreciate
God had told
that.
me to tell you that, but like days ago.
Aw.
Okay, let's move on now.
What you got? What you got
I'm in
for
my
us
feelings.
today?
Deep in my feelings. Okay. Weekly heat, okay? The magic you are looking for in your life is found in the work that you are not doing. The supernaturalness you are searching for in your life is found in the sacrifices you are not making. It's found in the prayers you are not praying. It's found in the community that you're not in, and the generosity that you're withholding from other people. If you do these things, God will do more than you can ever imagine.
That's good. I love that.
And just to like expound on that, it's you literally just said it before we got into all that crying and stuff.
You were the only one that was crying.
Right.
We literally just said how the intangibles mean everything in the
They
world.
mean everything.
You know, I think we had an episode before she brought up J. Cole and we was talking about Love Yours. Man, it's deeper than just the materialistic things.
Yeah.
You know, so just focus on the things that are intangibles, and everything else to change your life.
Right. This was good.
Yeah, it was a great one.
She cried, y'all. She
Yeah.
cried. This was
Am I the
that
first one
made
that
it
made
10
her
times
cry?
better. You the first one. This is my first time ever seeing Aaron cry.
But that's the kids. It's not me. It's the children.
I love them kids.
She loves
I think them kids belong to me. When I be doing it, that's because them kids belong to me.
She loves them. We
This
are.
was so
listen,
good.
we grateful.
Oh, we're so glad that you came.
Thank y'all for
Thanks.
inviting me.
No problem.
Have fun.
So y'all know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, follow, all the things, and we will see y'all next week.
Keep pulling up.
I'll be damned if I don't get it for my children's children. And that's real.
Tell the truth, how I feel, like I'm the only one that's real. Can't be the only one that feels like holding you real tight till midnight. Tell me how you miss free throws, that's free points on the field. You think about another nigga, wanna be unfair for you, you're cool.